What's up everybody, your man BranNuYu, and I'm going to show you how to make samples with a vinyl record player. So basically I'm going to play a record and I'm going to take a little bit of the sound from the record and put it into a beat that I'm making and show you how you can make your own loops or your own little voice cut-ups or instrumental cut-ups and stuff like that to put in to a beat making program like FL Studio or Linux Multimedia Studio, LMMS, which is free. FL Studio is something you pay for, but I'm going to record it into Audacity and I'm going to show you how. So as you see, I have the audio USB jack for this. It's right here in the back. I just plugged it in there. That's all that's connecting this and that right there. And it's also charging. As you see, there's a little LED light there. It says power and it also says charge. So I can unplug this and go into the living room and jam out if I wanted to this old record right here, which I got at a like a resale shop. You can get these online. You can go to garage sales, resale shops. These things are old school, but they can be new school too if you want them to be. So that's what I'm going to show you. Is you can take sound from these things and make your own beats and instrumentals. Of course, if you're using any length of somebody else's recording, there could be copyright issues, so I'm going to make a disclaimer that this is for fun. It's not for beats that you sell unless somehow you've got permission to do it. Otherwise, this is just for fun, remixing and all that kind of stuff. Just kind of like doing your homework project. You just put something together and it's for fun for other people. They might see it and all that stuff, but it's, you know, it's not for profit. So anyways, here we go. So I'm gonna start by playing the record. I'm gonna lift this needle and it automatically is starting to spin. I haven't set it down yet, but see these little lines here? These are different segments of the song, or different tracks, I guess.
It doesn't take much room.
And it's like that for it's a two-sided vinyl record, so you can flip it, and so all those little lines that you see basically are like tracks. Each when you move the pin to is going to be a different one. Alright, so what's playing right now, I'm going to show you. I'm going to move it up here to my computer, open up Audacity. I'm going to click New, and it's on Sound Mapper MME right here. These different choices here, and it's on Sound Mapper Input. I'm going to click Record. That's playing that right there. I'm gonna stop it and move it right there. It stopped. And I'm gonna go back up here. So this little segment right here you could use for an instrumental, for example. I'm gonna fade it out right there. It's selected. Maybe it's too loud to start with, so I'm gonna fade in. And so I am gonna make that a sample, so I'm gonna File, Export Selected Audio. Make sure it's Selected Audio, because that's that little gray area of selection there. And I made my own folder. I'm gonna go up. Okay, so in my admin, folder, which is whatever your username is. Go to LMMS samples. That's if you got LMMS. I'll show you all LMMS here in a second. So I've gone to my sample folder and created one called vinyl record samples, and these are ones I've made already. So I'm going to make this old school instrument. That's what I'm naming it. Now I'm going to press enter. It's a 16-bit wave. I'm going to just skip the adding info to it, and I'm going to click start here and go to LMMS. LMMS is opening up. That's LMMS right there. It's like a free alternative to FL Studio. So if you can't afford FL Studio right now, then you can just go ahead and get LMMS, and it's pretty good to start with. You can get started at beat making. It might not have some of the flexible features and just the easiness of certain things, but nonetheless, sometimes you gotta grind to get there, and so this will provide you some good stuff to start with. So anyway, vinyl records is right there on the side in my samples. Somebody. Make that an instrument, and so you can use them as your drum kits, you can use them as your instruments. And so I'm going to go here, click that right there, and I'm going to right click and open piano roll, and I'm going to drag this out so there's some room for me, and I'm going to just create notes here. Too high, it sounds like a harmonica or something. That might be cool. That's kind of a lower sound. And make it long, lengthy. And that's what I just made using Audacity, that little selection right there. So you can get real creative with this, like real creative. And that's what I do. I can record people's voices. I could record the person taking my order at McDonald's if I wanted to, you know. I could record cash registers and anything with a hand recorder, which I'll show you here in a second. My hand recorder, I have a Tascam. Oh, you can record this and you use a mic, condenser mic or whatever, and get the sound in there, and you can make something with it. You can use a recorder like this, and you can either plug it into your computer via USB, or you can have a micro SD card, and you can it's got a left and a right microphone input. So if somebody was on this side of the room or this side, you know, you could record both of them, and it'll come through the left or the right earphones or speakers. And that's what's cool about this Tascam. It's the DR05, pretty good little recorder. So that's just the basic pattern you can create. I can create the same pattern over and over and even change it up. I can do something else, like that's another thing about this software, it's kind of tricky sometimes. trying to find the piano roll, and that's why I like FL Studio better in that sense. But just a few things you have to put up with here. Other than that, I enjoy LMMS. And so you can just change it up to your heart's content. So these are kicks that I have downloaded. So I'm going to go to the beat making part of this. And there's books that can teach you this. There's videos. I learned a lot of it myself, but books did help me in some senses and regards. So it's kind of a combination of both. You've got to kind of play around with it, but you can learn a lot of stuff just playing. So back to the song mode, if I can find that. Oh, yeah, song editor down there. Okay, so this little thing right here is the beat that I just made. I'm going to roll it out. So that's just being basic. You can, if you wanted to change this up, you could clone it and shorten that up, and then you can shorten this one up and move it over, and you have a whole different one. It's a clone, so it's the same right now until I go in and add more to it or take away from it. I can take out a few steps here and there. I can add another snare right there, and that's the kick, obviously. So I can do something like this. So I'm going to play it again. I'm going to save it real quick. You got to get in the habit of saving. I learned this at FL Studio. I learned at Full Sail University when I went on tour there when I was in high school. I was taking a tour of the campus, and the teacher that was showing me one of the labs where they do, like media animation or something. They actually go around and pull the power plug to your computer while you're working, and you have to make sure you saved your stuff or else you've lost it. And they do that because they want to teach you the discipline of saving so you don't lose your stuff in the case that the power goes out or something else, that you aren't wasting your time and the company's time and all that kind of stuff and their money. They want to make sure you've got a good practice of saving your projects. So that's a good thing to do. Save continuously. And if you're scared of saving over something that you thought is really good, well, then save a new version of it. Like if you have version 1, save as version 2, version 3, 4, 5, and if you like version 1 better than 3 or 3 better than 5 or whatever, you can go through and pick out which version you want. Don't just save one and just I like this one and I don't want to mess it up. You gotta save. And so that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to save this as old school. I'm just going to save it OS fun sample vinyl record. So being kind of descriptive also helps, but sometimes, a lot of times I'm pretty random at my naming convention, so don't judge. And it's simple as that, making your own samples for beats and instrumentals and whatever, even for video projects and stuff like that. It's real simple to take a sound that you like and change it up. I can do some more videos where you can make sounds that sound robotic or like Darth Vader or something. You can get real creative in this process, and that's what I like about sampling, making loops and all that kind of stuff, is you get to really take one thing and turn it into another thing, and even add your own sounds and ideas into the whole process. And so that's what I like about remixing. I hope this helped somebody. If you like it, please share, comment, subscribe. Check out hotrapmix.com.